In the ancient temples of the East, there is a teaching that has remained hidden for centuries. The Tao that can be spoken is not the eternal Tao. We live in a world that is obsessed with noise. We are taught that to be seen is to exist, and to be heard is to be powerful. We fill every crack in our lives with the clutter of words, hoping to drown out the terrifying vacuum of the unknown. But the masters of Oriental Logic knew a secret that the modern world has forgotten. Silence is not an absence, it is a presence. It is a heavy, living force, a reservoir of untapped momentum. To understand the terrifying power of silence, we must look at the legendary War of Shadows between two of history's greatest minds, Sima Yi and the unseen pressure of time. Imagine Sima Yi in his final years. He was surrounded by enemies who were younger, faster, and louder. His primary rival, Cao Shuang, was like a thunderstorm, violent, flashy, and full of noise. Cao Shuang sent spies to Sima Yi's bedside to see if the old lion was finally dead. Sima Yi did not argue. He did not defend his legacy. He performed the logic of the returning void. He lay in bed, acting as if his mind had already left his body. He let the spies see a man who couldn't even hold a bowl of soup. He dropped the cup, he spilled the broth, and most importantly, he stayed silent. But beneath that silence, something was gathering. In the East, we call this Jing, the concentrated essence of life. While Cao Shuang was wasting his Jing on banquets, speeches, and displays of ego, Sima Yi was storing his. He was building a mental dam. The longer the silence lasted, the higher the pressure became. When the coup of Gaopingtum finally happened, it wasn't a battle. It was a collapse of reality. In a single day, Sima Yi's silence transformed into a lightning strike that decapitated an entire regime. He didn't win because he was stronger. He won because he had become a black hole. He allowed his rivals to pour their energy into his silence until they had nothing left. And then, and only then, did he move. This brings us to a mystical concept called the sound of the void. Have you ever stood by a deep mountain lake at midnight? The silence there is not empty. It is heavy. It feels as if the water is listening to you. This is how you should position yourself in your career and your life. When you are in a meeting, or a negotiation, or a heated argument, become the lake. Most people speak because they are afraid of what the other person is thinking. They offer discounts, they make excuses, and they leak secrets just to stop the ringing in their ears. But the strategist knows that the person who speaks first is the one seeking permission. The person who stays silent is the one granting it. Try this ancient practice, the 3-breath void. The next time someone asks you a difficult question or challenges your authority, do not answer immediately. Instead, look into the bridge of their nose and take 3 slow, invisible breaths. In those few seconds of silence, a strange psychological phenomenon occurs. The other person will begin to project their own insecurities onto you. If they are lying, they will start to over-explain. If they are nervous, they will start to fidget. By doing nothing, you are forcing them to fight themselves. Your silence becomes a mirror that reflects their own chaos back at them. In the legends of the Kunlun Mountains, it is said that the most powerful immortals never spoke. They communicated through Shen, the radiance of the spirit. They understood that words are the dust of the mind. The more you speak, the more dust you kick up until you can no longer see the path. When you master strategic silence, you stop being a participant in the noise, and you start being the observer. You see the cracks in the logic of the room. You hear what is not being said. Remember the algorithm of the predator. The lion does not roar when it is hunting. The roar is for the weak. The silence is for the kill. In this era of infinite distractions, your silence is your ultimate competitive advantage. It makes you unpredictable, it makes you unshakable, and most importantly, it makes you the authority. Don't use your voice to seek attention. Use your silence to command respect. Let the world scream until it is hoarse. When the noise finally dies down, yours will be the only power left standing. This is Oriental Logic.